That's it. American people got to rise up.
Man, we got to get Trump in 2024. This unquestionably, this all the Democratic Party stuff, man. This is what they brought our country to, and we got to stop it. Soon as Trump get in, it needs to be a mass deportation, and watch them head for the border.
That's it.
Meanwhile,
ICE is now detaining African American citizens in Chicago, like as we speak. And governor has come out and said to record everything, narrate everything, make sure everything is documented, ask for their badge number, even if they refuse, get them on camera. But I'm gonna say that again. ICE is now detaining black citizens in Chicago. For every black American that got on the internet and this app and refused to talk about what ICE was doing and what is going on in our country, because I don't really care about the Hispanic community because they don't care about us, which is BS in of itself, but that's a whole nother conversation. We told you that we would be next, right? And y'all didn't listen. And look. So this is a sign for everyone to get off their damn high horses and start caring about what is going on in your communities and in your nation.
a few moments later.
Chicago, you need to stop lying and saying, and people on this internet need to stop lying and saying that they're coming for black people. Yes, there was a building in a black community that was not majority black because it had been overran by illegal gang bangers. Let's be clear. So why everybody want to keep throwing that narrative around half of South Shore is fucking invaded by illegals. That's the truth. So don't get on here saying black people are being came for. They're coming because they're in our neighborhoods and our communities. That's why. So yes, they're going to go in buildings where black people live and sleep because they put them in buildings where black people live and sleep. South Shore, born and raised. I know what I'm talking about. Stop pushing that narrative because it's not correct. So for those who was questioning about who I am and where I'm at, this is Adam Clayton Powell. This is the building that everyone is in an uproar about. So as I said, South Shore, this is your community, your neighborhood, and this building was not majority black when the ICE came the other day. Yes, black people were affected, but this building was overran by illegal Venezuelan gangs. And I just had several conversations with residents who are moving their stuff out of here that confirmed that. So stop letting media put that false narrative in your head that somebody coming for you, because they not. You was born here. You was born on this land. Rise up and stand up on something and stop letting any and everybody tell you something. Stop letting media put that false narrative in your head that somebody coming for you, because they not. You was born here. You was born on this land. Stop letting media put that false narrative in your head that somebody coming for you, because they not. You was born here. You was born on this land.
A few days ago, we reported on ICE agents swooping in on an apartment complex located in South Shore, Chicago. According to reports, the raid would focus on Venezuelan gang members and illegal immigrants who lived in the apartment. Now, what will also be reported is that black American citizens and children would be detained in the middle of the night, a part of the raid. Now, this has caused concerns across the internet and other media outlets following the story.
Y'all know what's next, right? There's going to be white American citizens who are asking black American citizens for their papers, for their proof of citizenship. I wish I was being hyperbolic. I wish I was joking, but this is exactly where we're going. We're going to a place where a white boy feels he has permission, not feels he has permission, will actually have permission from the federal government to ask you for your papers. I keep saying that immigrant issues are black people's issue, and y'all keep pushing back, but I don't think y'all are hearing me or understand what I'm saying. I'm saying is they're going to use ICE to eventually harass us the way that they're harassing immigrant communities, not only ICE, but every federal agent, right? And we got to a point where you don't even have to be like a trained federal agent. They're literally just giving any white boy who wants to harass immigrants a job. But they're going to take it a step further, and they're going to give people permission to ask for other people's proof of residency.
Despite the concerns that some felt about ICE targeting blacks in Chicago, some black Chicago residents are pushing back on these rumors, even thanking Trump and ICE's actions to clean up their neighborhood.
At this point, y'all have really pissed me off, especially you so-called influencers who are taking parts of stories coming out of Chicago and using it for fucking clickbait and engagement. Now, I have been urging my people here to pause so that they can process things. Y'all talking about them coming down on that building out south. Whole time, that building used to be predominantly black. That building was predominantly Venezuelans, okay? There are people from that neighborhood that have been complaining about that building for a year, okay? They showed y'all broken windows and shit that were already there. These are the things that y'all have to stop doing. And this is why I keep telling people here in the city, particularly black people, pause so you can process. If y'all start responding to shit out of emotion, then you don't know what the fucking play is, because you haven't had time to actually think. What people are doing are trying to get a rise out of black Chicagoans, okay? That was one incident. Then you had the guy out west that had the accident, and they pulled him out, and one of the agents was choking him, and people were recording it, okay? So again, follow-ups to all of these things, never. Nobody ever comes back with the follow-up. They talking about, oh, they're arresting black people in Chicago. All of the black people that they took from that building on the south side were released. The 37 people that they detained were all Venezuelans who were part of a particular gang. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit.
Chicago, you need to stop lying and saying, and people on this internet need to stop lying and saying that they're coming for black people. Yes, there was a building in a black community that was not majority black because it had been overran by illegal gang bangers. Let's be clear. So why everybody want to keep throwing that narrative around, half of South Shore is fucking invaded by illegals. That's the truth. So don't get on here saying black people are being came for. They're coming because they're in our neighborhoods and our communities. That's why. So yes, they're going to go in buildings where black people live and sleep because they put them in buildings where black people live and sleep. South Shore, born and raised. I know what I'm talking about. Stop pushing that narrative because it's not correct.
Now, this same user would then visit the South Shore apartment that was raided, where she would even confirm with a resident that the building had been taken over by Venezuelan immigrants.
Yeah, they been busting windows out.
Okay, because see, that's again a narrative that they done put on social media is that the ICE came and busted out y'all windows.
That's a lie.
So them windows over there right there,
They didn't bust out no window. ICE didn't bust out some windows.
These was already busted on that floor up there. Same way you saying over here. This is the building that everyone is in an uproar about. So as I said, South Shore, this is your community, your neighborhood, and this building was not majority black when the ICE came the other day. Yes, black people were affected, but this building was overran by illegal Venezuelan gangs. And I just had several conversations with residents who are moving their stuff out of here that confirmed that. So stop letting media put that false narrative in your head that somebody coming for you, because they not. You was born here. You was born on this land. Rise up and stand up on something and stop letting any and everybody tell you something.
In a statement given to ABC7, a White House spokesperson would confirm Trump's move to follow through with sending in the National Guard. Amidst ongoing violent riots and lawlessness, the local leaders like Illinois Governor Fitzer have refused to step in to quell. President Trump has authorized 300 National Guardsmen to protect federal officers and assets. President Trump will not turn a blind eye to lawlessness plaguing American cities. So let's talk about it more in the comments below. What do you take from this latest response by President Trump to send in the National Guard to Chicago? And do you agree with these Black Chicago residents that maybe this was a good thing to happen in their neighborhoods?
Operational right now. Border Patrol agents have been working in the pre-dawn hours, starting with a targeted arrest in Cicero, a suburb of Chicago, at 3 a.m.
Have control, have control. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Close your eyes.
Now, that target, Eberardo Vilava Vasquez, court record said he was convicted in 2020 for possession with intent to distribute more than 1 kilogram of heroin. He got an order for removal and was deported in 2021, but border agents found him this morning back in Chicagoland.
Not your individual. This is somebody we want off the street. This is somebody we don't want walking with impunity on the streets of the United States.
What I have been warning of is now being realized. One thing is clear, none of what Trump is doing is making Illinois safer.
¿Dónde son? ¿Venezuela?
No, en México.
¿En México?
Sí.
Oh. ¿Te habla inglés?
No.
Okay. So, Terry, you were filming the license plate. What happened?
Yeah, they told me not to film. You?
No.
Well, no problem. No problem. You? What's wrong? Say what?
Soy reportero. It's America. It's America. It's a free country, guys. It's a free country. We can film in America. So this is interesting. So they don't want you filming their stuff in America. They're here illegally. ¿Habla inglés? No? No? Mexico or Venezuela? Huh? Okay, Venezuela or Mexico? No? Okay. So they're selling drugs out here, doing drugs out here. This is the America. This is the America the Democrats want. There you go. There you go. I told you. Hey, all right. Hey. Wait, say it again. Again. That's what they think of you, America. That's what they think of you. F you. That's what they think of you. No? Come on, be proud of it. Oh, we buying drugs? We selling drugs? There you go. You got the buyers and the sellers?
There we go. Just grab something.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the America Democrats want. It's all illegal. You got now the drug dealers out here. They don't want to be on camera, of course. They don't want their license plate on camera, of course. They flip us off, of course.
Yeah.
It's that's what you're inviting in. You're inviting in the criminal element from third world countries. What do you think is going to happen, guys? It's not going to be good. They're telling American citizens not to film after they invaded our country and they're selling drugs on the streets of America. That's Democrats' America right there. That's Joe Biden's America right there. So, Pastor, you're here watching this. These guys over here, what you said they're
throwing gang signs up, man, as if they own the country. But, you know, just like I'm sitting here, we not worried about that, okay? We just going to deal with what we got to. Whatever happens, happens. But I'm going to make sure that you're all right and that we're okay as well.
Yeah, that's it. American people got to rise up.
Man, we got to get Trump in 2024. This unquestionably, this all the Democratic Party stuff, man. This is what they brought our country to, and we got to stop it. As soon as Trump get in, it needs to be a mass deportation and watch them head for the border.
That's it. Yep. This guy, one of the guys in there, getting in there.
So they went in there.
We're dealing with gang members. We're dealing with thugs from other countries. They don't care. You're coming from a climate, a culture of death. They don't care. But that's what you're doing, and that's why it's so important that we got, the American people, everybody, doesn't matter, white, black, brown, doesn't matter. We got to come together as American citizens against this.
It's the American people now. We have to be one. We gotta watch each other's backs. We gotta promote each other because these illegals have come to replace all of us for big business, man. Trump 2024. Trump 2024. That's the only way that we're gonna get our country back and make this country great again.
You had a recent dispute, if that's the right word, with Tom Homan, the president's Homeland Security czar, so-called. You held an online forum, a Know Your Rights forum, that he didn't like. What were you doing? What was your goal as you saw it?
My job is to educate and act as a liaison of critical information to my constituents. And I was informing all of my constituents of their constitutional protections, and in particular, their constitutional protections against illegal search and seizure in the United States.
Homan was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Mm-hmm. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents. Yeah. He
said he was going to report you, or even that he did reach out to the Department of Justice. Have you heard from the Department of Justice?
I have not, and I intend on reaching out to the Department of Justice to inquire.
Really? What would your question be for the Department of Justice?
Well, there is a member of the Trump administration who is threatening and seeks to open an inquiry, and are you going to do it?
What would you learn? What do you hope to learn from that exchange?
I think it's important to know where this administration stands and if they intend on using political intimidation to silence their critics.
Where are you coming from?
Spanish, English. The slow speak from the English.
Where are you coming from?
A little English.
Okay. Where are you going to? Where's your cargo coming from? Where's your cargo going to? What are you hauling? Phone? Where are you coming from?
New York.
New York?
Laredo, Texas.
That's where you're going to?
Laredo, Texas.
What are you hauling? What are you hauling? Huh?
Also got some news on when it comes to trucking in the United States. And one thing that I think that it might be of interest to a lot of people are new rules requiring that if you want to drive an 18-wheeler on our roads with a commercial license, you're going to have to learn how to speak English and understand and read English so that you can be trusted to know all of the regulations and safety precautions required to drive these 18-wheelers.
Well, all the road signs, but also if you get in a car crash or if you're pulled over by law enforcement, you have to be able to communicate, what you have on your truck, on your rig. Now, listen, this is not a new rule. By the way, the English only requirement or English proficiency requirement has been on the books for a long time. It's just that Barack Obama made sure that if you violated that rule, it was a slap on the wrist. We're going back to the old rule of we're going to put your rig out of service. and make sure that you don't drive if you can't speak the language, which, again, this is just common sense. This is our language, English. If you're going to get on the road with one of these potentially dangerous vehicles, speak our language.
And
a little more. There you go. Where are you headed? To Michigan. We're at Michigan. 17, sir. Wyoming. Where? Wyoming, Michigan. Wyoming, Michigan? Yeah. All right, be safe. Cool. All right, thank you. Got to switch my voice up just a little bit, right? So we start a conversation. But they're still asking, like, where you going? If you don't know how to speak that proper English, man, where you in?
Our family has lost Ivory, which was loved throughout our family. She was one of our youngest ones in the family. And we're just seeking justice. We're trying to get these laws changed because it's unfair. Like you guys say, it's 12 days before Christmas, and we're planning a funeral instead of trying to celebrate Christmas.
Sharonda, explain that thing that I just talked about in this introduction. This migrant from Venezuela, after he hit the other car, jumps out, and rather than helps, he takes pictures and then gets in the car and speeds away?
Yes, unfortunately, he didn't care. He didn't care that it was a mother and a daughter in that car, scared that he had harmed. He didn't try to assist. He didn't try to call for help. He got out, he took pictures, and he tried to flee the scene.
Yeah.
While they lay lifeless.
Couldn't believe it. Going through Arkansas, I thought it was a joke. Got stopped at the way station in Arkansas and was handed a piece of paper, and it says, "Can you read and write English?" I said, "Yes, sir, I sure can." He goes, "Can you read this?" So I read it to myself, and I was like, okay, I started handing it back. He goes, no, read it out loud for me. So I read it out loud for him, and, it's short and sweet, no problem. He goes, now, can you write this for me on this paper? And I did, and there was a whole bunch of people that had already written on it. And I was actually witnessing people in handcuffs that had been pulled in. And I was like, what's going on? And he goes, oh, we've come across now that if you cannot read or write in English, that it's a $5,000 fine. And if you have a company in Arkansas that employs people that can't read or write in English, it's a $10,000 fine paid on the spot. If you cannot pay it, you're automatically arrested and lose your license. What a shocker.
Dude, the only thing I can't stand about liberals is the fact that they always say it's not about race until they meet a black conservative, and then it's 100% about race. It's, oh my God, how could you go against your race and be in that party and blah, 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 blah. You just sat here and screamed about systemic oppression and systemic racism and all this thing that's been going on for centuries and centuries and centuries, and yet you think the solution is for all the black people and brown people to be in one party and for all of the white people to be in another party? That literally doesn't make any sense. What I'm still confused about is how y'all are still sitting over there pledging your allegiance to a party that would literally give anything to an illegal immigrant over your black ass, bro.
Y'all, I'm a truck driver, right? Let me tell you the effects of Donald Trump. This company called me begging me to work for them because they couldn't find drivers anymore. Why couldn't they find drivers? Because Donald Trump instituted that you must speak English in order to hold a CDL. That means people who are natural born Americans, people who have been here for centuries, who built the country, now we get opportunities that all these foreigners would get.
We've taken 1,500 trucks out of service off the roads because the drivers couldn't speak English. And I think that's what the American people expect from us. English is the language of the United States of America. Right. And if you're going to get in a mobile missile, you should speak our language.
Black people in Chicago, let's get this clear for the record so nobody is confused, right? In 2020 and 2021, when Democrats, specifically Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, flooded Chicago with the illegal, undocumented criminal invaders, y'all didn't have nothing to say about that, right? When the mayor, Lori Lightfoot, gave them benefits, millions, prepaid EBT cards with $10,000 on it, prepaid Visa cards, 6 months worth of free rent, free healthcare, free childcare, y'all were okay with that. And then you all continue to be okay with it by going out and voting for Kamala Harris to continue what she was doing with the open borders, right? Now that ICE is there to actually do something about it, right? With Trump's mandate, now you all are boohoo, whining and crying, complaining that ICE is coming to black neighborhoods. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Where else are they supposed to go when that's where y'all allowed them to go? You see, Democrats didn't put these illegals in Oak Brook or Oak Park or Evanston, in any of the white neighborhoods, yet you got the white liberals downtown protesting to keep those people there because they know that they're in black neighborhoods. And y'all goofy. Y'all falling for this. Y'all voted for Kamala Harris, and now y'all are protesting ICE coming to black neighborhoods to remove these criminal invaders. Y'all are calling ICE racist for coming to the black neighborhoods. Well, why are they coming to the black neighborhoods? Because that's where you all allowed them to go. So tell me you a goofy Democrat plantation slave without telling me you a goofy Democrat plantation slave.
Democrats in the Senate voted to keep the government closed for the remainder of the weekend, and the question is, are there actually illegal aliens receiving Medicaid? That whole thing is the impetus of our shutdown. And whether you like this or not, it's an undisputed fact that under the Biden administration, there were undocumented immigrants receiving taxpayer-funded health care. Here are the facts. Last year, Medicaid costs for emergency services for illegal aliens skyrocketed 142%, totaling $9.1 billion. From 2020 to 2024, Medicaid spending for emergency services for illegals tripled under Joe Biden, up 196%. In 2023, under the Biden administration, South California's, and I quote, entire healthcare system was being bombarded by illegal aliens and forcing American citizens to endure longer wait times. In Denver, Colorado, the CEO of Denver Health stated that 8,000 illegal immigrants made 20,000 visits to the city's health center in 2023. That all left an uncompensated bill totaling over $10 million. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that there are about 1.2 million illegal immigrants receiving Medicaid. Those are just a few examples. So that's why in the one big beautiful bill that was passed a few months ago, the Trump administration and Republicans made sure that those who are not American citizens were not receiving free taxpayer-funded health. Democrats want to add all that money back and give people who did not deserve free health care. If somebody says to you there are no illegal aliens receiving Medicaid, you show them this.
That's a jaw-dropping number. Where did all those people come from?
Well, it made my jaw drop too when I saw it. We were in Social Security looking for fraud, waste, and abuse. And to do that, we actually looked at the enumeration system, the system by which people get numbers in America. And we found that there were just about 5+ million of them that came to the country as illegals, were giving various forms of parole or allowed in the country, and they got through an automatic system, Social Security numbers, so they get into our benefit systems. And we tracked that through and found that they were on the benefit programs. And just because we were curious, we then looked to see if they were on the voter rolls. And we found in a handful of cooperative states that there were thousands of them on the voter rolls and that many of them had voted.
This is the President of the United States during a government shutdown, basically pushing out juvenile things on social media.
There is a wing of the Democratic Party, I call it the socialist wing. Some less charitable people call it the loon wing of the Democratic Party.
Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!"
catch! Exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
And shut down the Senate! We are at war!
We're at a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
You can only push people so far, and then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high. No.
With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
And we're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist! You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
That's the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime. Just so you know, there will be news.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.